Someone told me they thought that I must have the most boring job in the world. All I do is hold a steering wheel, drive down the road. I want to tell you couldn't be more wrong. I'm going to take a look at just one day. Just take a look at a day and talk about it. Coming up. Let me first say that these videos are recorded at 4 times the dash cam speed. I'm not one for super long videos, and watching hours of me driving down the road would probably bore most people, probably including me. We're starting off in Bettendorf, Iowa. I generally like to get started much earlier than this. I like to start 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. However, with the delivery times and the pickup times, sometimes this doesn't always work. You watch the scenery and listen to the music. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. As you can see, flyover country is some beautiful country. A lot of great scenery, a lot of neat things to see as you're driving by. My delivery is in Ames, Iowa. I picked this load up in Carroll Stream, Illinois. I'm hauling the boxes that pasta is going to go in. All of this stuff is just not made in one location. There's the highway part of driving, and then there's the part where you're going through cities, small towns. And this is the part to me that is a little more fun, a little more tricky, and you have to think about it a lot more. Every time I get ready to take a turn, go around a curve, go through a parking lot, I hear Jack's voice in my head saying, "It's not truck driving, Tom, it's trailer driving." After we do a check-in, they'll tell us what dock they want us to go to, or they'll tell us where they want us to drop the trailer if it's a drop and hook. This particular case is a live unload. The front part of the building is shipping, and you see a Millis driver there, a regional driver, coming out of the front part. The back part is receiving. We call this a yard move. We drive very slowly and carefully and get back to the dock area where we're going to be. Then we look over the situation and figure out the best way to get our 75 feet of truck into the dock that we are particularly at. Every dock is different. Some are easy, some are hard. Some of them have different challenges. Millis was purchased by Heartland Express. On the positive side, this gives us access to the Millis terminals and the Heartland Express terminals. And there happens to be not only their terminal, but their corporate headquarters in North Liberty, Iowa. Since I was passing by and I really like my truck to be clean, and they do have truck washes that we can drive through, I decided to swing on by and take a look. Heartland seems to have really thought out its locations for its terminals. They're all relatively close to the interstate. You can usually see them from the interstate. This particular one doesn't even have a gate to get in. Now, I may be a bit biased, but I know this is the best looking truck on the yard, so I can't stay too long because they might get a little jealous. Look at all those brand new freight shakers. White trucks with Heartland Express are single bunk cabs, and the red trucks you see around back, those are double bunk cabs. I had to wait my turn. There was a bobtail ahead of me. But it was time to get my truck washed. We have an RFID tag underneath the hood of our trucks, and there's an RFID reader on the right side of the door. Sometimes it takes it a little bit of time to read our RFID, or we have to maybe even move the truck around a little to get it to read. But eventually I do get the green light, which means I can proceed into the truck wash. The key when going through a Heartland wash is to proceed very slowly. There are pacing lights off to the left side that turn green, telling you where you should be as you're proceeding along. Their signs say do not stop or back up in the wash bay, and to make sure you feather the clutch. Well, that's not an issue because all of the trucks that we have at Millis Transfer are automatics. As I blindly proceed forward through the truck wash, I pray I don't lose my safety bonus for some object I could not see. All is well. I emerge from the truck wash and my truck is clean. While this is no competition for the blue beacon, it does do a pretty good job going through the truck wash. The entrance to the truck driver's lounge is in the middle of the side of the building. Once you go in the door, turn left. Heartland really likes this diamond plate on the walls of most of their terminals. They have a laundry facility and private restrooms with showers. These are always important things to have at any driver's lounge, and they are pretty nice. It was time to go off and get my next load. My next load was a drop and hook in Davenport, Iowa. After you check in at this particular location, you have to go to another location to drop your trailer, then go to a third location to pick up your loaded trailer. Each one has its challenges. They are all relatively close together, all within just a couple of miles. First came the drop lot. You know that really clean truck that I brought? It was not going to stay clean for very long. To say this lot is tight is an understatement, and trying to find a place to drop the trailer that isn't already filled up by another trailer was also a challenge. After driving around the lot, I figured out which hole I would take and managed to maneuver my trailer into that location, drop the trailer, and then bobtail over to pick up the new load. Now, if I'm going to be in Iowa when I'm traveling down Interstate 80, there's some place that I had to stop. If you guessed the Iowa 80 truck stop, you would be right. Since I like my videos to be short, I'm only going to be able to show you a few highlights and not really going to be able to do this place justice. But let me whet your appetite about the I-80 truck stop, the world's largest truck stop located in Walcott, Iowa on Interstate 80. The Iowa 80 truck stop is right there to the right. You can see it on the screen. Okay, I'm going to make the turn to the right, and on the left side is the museum. On your left side is a trucking museum. I'm going to give you a quick montage of some of the things in the trucking museum. Now it's time to go inside the world's largest truck stop for a few minutes. It's always nice when you're cruising along looking for that place that you're going to stop to see a brand new Love's that somebody decided to build. So instead of going on to the rest area that I'd planned to stop at about 20 miles further, I went ahead and stopped at this new Love's. A great thing about Love's is they have these very large signs that you can see from quite a distance away. I have noticed that the newer Love's seem to be bigger Love's and able to park more trucks. You all rode with me for just one day, and just part of that day, you got to see some of the highlights of a single day. I get to do this day after day after day. This new format I'm going to try to do every once in a while. We're going to call it the Midlife Trucker Vlog Series. If you like this format, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video.